What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. My name's Jarrett McAllister, the virtual Solar Pro, and this is Tuesday Training. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram Live or YouTube, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel where you're watching it, and share it with your fellow solarpreneurs. We're going to help everybody out that we can. I'm alongside my brother from the solar capital of the world, Kansas City, Mr. Tom Cotter. What's up, Tom? How are you?
Good morning. I'm excited to talk about designing solar systems. When I started designing solar systems, like 500 years ago, we would actually get up on the roof every time. So this is like cake compared to having to get up on a roof and fall off a second story, smash the first story tiles with your face and break them. That's what I'm used to. So this is a cakewalk compared to that.
That would be tough for a virtual solar pro if I had to actually get up on the roof. I think I got into this industry at a good time. Speaking of falling off roofs, I remember one of my first installs, the installer fell off a roof, broke his arm. That was good times.
Wow.
It's a dangerous job. Make sure you take care of your installers. Buy them pizza. I almost said buy them beer, but don't do that during the install, maybe afterwards. But let's kick off this meeting with some success stories like we do every single week. If you have a success story, if you helped a homeowner go solar, we want to hear from you. If you're new and you're having some success, shout it out, raise your hand, drop it in the chat. Miss Tracy Canoni, I'm going to call on you. And first and foremost, I'd like to say happy anniversary to you and Zach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's what is that? 21 years together. That's a success story.
That is a great success story. If anybody wants to know the secret, find your best friend.
There you go.
Yeah. I have another great success story, meeting with realtors. I had a friend of mine that I've known, used to wait tables with back in high school with. I've been hounding him. He's a realtor agent. Been hounding him. Let me come do a real estate 101 presentation for you and your company. Hesitant. Finally, he's like, okay, Tracy, come on in. Did a great presentation with him. Really got to educate the realtors there in his office because they are very not clueless. They're just not educated with buyer's remorse or clients that are buying homes, especially in California, that already have solar for new home construction. So I was really able to help them out and guide them with the presentation, of course, from Cynthia's slides. And then from there, I'm actually doing one of the realtors' homes and then possibly two other leads coming out of that one. So, and they're very interested of kind of joining partnership with me. So don't forget about your realtor friends out there. Go find them down. Don't get an answer. So keep hounding them and then do a great presentation.
Love it, Tracy. You guys, realtor referrals literally built my entire career. Like all my success came from partnering with realtors. I had a program before joining Powur where all we did was call realtors and hound them to refer us to their clients. They work with homeowners. They are entrepreneurs. They are hustlers. They are open to helping out their homeowners and helping you out. And the secret is you just got to take care of them. And most importantly, take care of their clients with a direct reflection of them in mind when you do so. It's not just a one-time thing. You help out one client, you do a good job, you're going to get more referrals. So it compounds on itself. Then you get referrals from those homeowners. It's really the gift that keeps on giving. So great job, Tracy. Love to see that you're doing that. No, it really is the secret to success. All right. Mr. Christopher Collier, T3 from the other solar capital of the world, Fresno.
What's up, my counterpart? You're the virtual solar pro and I'm the in-person solar pro. And we always tie on freaking everything. It's crazy.
Not this year.
So I'm usually normally reserved and quiet and low key, but I got an award that I'm pretty freaking excited about. And when I joined Powur, I kept seeing these people with Centurion t-shirts, and I was like, man, that'd be so freaking cool. And as of yesterday, I got my email, and I can officially sit at the same lunchroom table as you and Bill Conley and Tom Cotter. And it took me almost 2 years. And I know Roger's on this call, and he's just laughing because he did it like in a day. But I finally got my Centurion. So I'm over 100 projects. So pretty awesome.
That
is awesome. And really quick, just so you guys understand, that's 100 at Powur, not just 100 deals that Chris has done. Chris is an OG and an absolute stud, but 100 on this platform, which is incredible. You get to rock one of these babies. Make sure you get it a size bigger. The medium, it's a little tight, but no, I can't wait to see it. I was kind of getting tired of every time you walking by us at the lunch table, looking over at you and saying, seats taken.
Well, you guys would flip my tray and, put my soup on my head, and it just got irritating. So here's the question I want to ask though. So I've done now 100 projects, and I have a fairly sizable team. So Tom Cotter, like ever since you introduced me to Powur, I've been like amazed at how awesome this company is. But ballpark figure, how much money have you made because you decided to hit me up on Facebook and share Powur with me? Just because I'm not mad, but I just have a question, and this might enlighten some people to go out and team build.
Yeah, it's multiple 6 figures from just the revenue share. And we just got a pay raise on Solar Saturday for those of you that were watching that. So thank you. Thank you, Chris. I think out of all the people who are direct to me, I think Bill Conley is in the lead right now. So you're chasing him, Chris, just on revenue share from one single person. But Bill had a head start. Right? So he's been in Powur just a little bit longer. But it's the passive income side of things. And let me tie in Chris's comment and Tracy's comment. So in my BNI group last week, from the realtor that is in our group that Chris has met, Melinda McGurk in Fresno, I learned from her in her presentation that the California Association of Realtors is estimating that over about the next 18 months, the number of realtors in California is going to go from around 400,000 down to 199,000 realtors in the state of California because of policy changes. So just like solar policy affected, our industry, the real estate policy changes are affecting the real estate industry. So that's 200,000 realtors that aren't even going to be doing real estate anymore and need another side gig or another full-time gig to replace that income, right? So you want a team build? Real estate agents, at least in the state of California, are a great one to go after.
Amen. Thanks for sharing that, Tom. That's wow. And Chris, we'll still give you the wedgies as you walk by because you seem to enjoy those. So, hey, congratulations once again. Can't wait to see you rocking the sweet Centurion shirt, hopefully next week. All right, Carlos, my brother, what do you got, man?
A couple different things. Now that I'm actually able to get out into the community, as most of you know, I'm stuck in a wheelchair now, have been for the last 3+ years. But I attended a local networking group that is free for all the local businesses and stuff, and had a really, really good response to the people that were there. Made a few really good contacts and stuff. So just following up, staying in touch. For me, that's a big win, to being able to start to get out into the community and have them recognize who I am. Second one is which I'm really excited about, is I will be at Powur World. I actually booked my room over a month ago, but yesterday finally got some stuff finalized with the marketing team involving my tickets, and I'm all locked and loaded, ready to go.
Love it. When are you getting in, Carlos?
On Wednesday. You know,
On
all I have
Wednesday.
to do is, all I got to do is go to a local gas station, fill up, and drive 5 hours down the road. So,
Oh,
um,
wow.
I'm not looking for flights. I just got to gas up and go. Or my
That's
wife does.
awesome.
Let me put it that way. My wife does, but this is the first time I'm actually able to get out and travel, and so we're looking forward to it.
Well, look, man, I'm looking forward to shaking and making things happen with you at Power World. And for those of you who do not have your ticket, I don't know what you're waiting on. Make it happen. Buy your ticket, commit to it. It's essential to your business. Those who go win, those who go with the biggest teams win the most. You will not get more inspired, more fired up, the networking, the announcements. There's nothing like it. And for those of you who have families, make a vacation out of it. I believe the Lowe's Sapphire is literally in Universal Studios, like parking lots, like one of their hotels. There's like the pool there, incredible. It's got water slides. Some of us are staying a day after to take our families to the park. So it's going to be an incredible time. You can get killer deals online. Costco right now, you can get Southwest. You $429 gets you a $500 Southwest card. Southwest is having deals. So there's just really no excuse to not make it happen. That's an absolute success and great. I'm so glad you're able to get back out there, man, and networking. We are in a networking business. You know, do not be a secret solar agent. Talk to everybody you know. Tell them what you're doing. That's how you generate leads in this business. It's not really a secret. So great stuff, Carlos. And thank you everybody for sharing your success stories this week. Tom, let's go ahead and move on. Are there any trainings or, things you'd like to highlight this week coming up?
We've got a new product launch that should be on everybody's radar, and that is July 1st. So J-Bud, Charles, Bobby, others are going to be on this Zoom, and we've decided to open it up to, not just people who are selling with Powur, but also prospects that you have to bring into Powur, not homeowners, but seller prospects. So July 1st in the evening, I think it's 5 o'clock in the evening Pacific time. It's a new product launch. It's a big deal. I'm pretty excited about, adding in new financing products, and we've got a new one that we're rolling out. So new partner, be on that. July 1st in the evening, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Love it. Great. Make sure you guys attend that. And it is going to be a huge announcement. We're not going to give away any secrets here. Just make sure you show up July 1st.
It's
all
not
right.
City financing. I'll tell you that. It's not a solar.
What'd you say?
It's not a Solar City loan that we're launching.
Elon has new financing product.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can now buy your solar with Dogecoin. That's going to be exciting. No, just joking. All right. Well, let's move on to our training topic, because this is something, like you said, you're excited about and something that I'd love to do, and that's building out proposals. So we're going to help some of you guys out. A lot of you guys know some of this, but I'm actually shocked. I work with some people who've been in solar a long time, and they just don't quite understand the proposal tool and the power of what you can do with it. Obviously, here at Powur, we have our own proprietary proposal tool that we've gone kind of exclusive with now. We were rocking Solo in the beginning, but now we have phased that out and we use Powur Vision, which is such a great name. Whoever's in charge of the marketing there, that's awesome. And what's cool on Vision is that you actually have the ability to design your own systems, manipulate where the panels go on your projects. You're not having to request a revision. That is a pain in the butt. I swear it seems like there's third graders designing systems for Solo sometimes. And you have to do 2-3 revisions just to get it right. And it's still not right. So with that being said, Tom, why don't you go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, let's jump in here. I will share my screen. And let's share the whole
There you go.
Now, so this is a project in Central Valley, California, near and dear to my heart, where I started selling back in 2006. So when you get your proposal from Vision back, one of the things that tier one sellers can sometimes mistake if they forget it from the tier one training is that there's panels all over the roof. In fact, I turned off some of the panels here, but there's literally panels everywhere, on the roof here. And you have to go in and design the system. I was on with an enterprise solar company last week, and they were like, well, doesn't Powur like price it out and design the system for us? I'm like, thankfully, no, because I want to be the one that does that. I want to be the one that sets my commission. I don't want the company setting commission for me. So, we've got so many different equipment options and finance options, all across the country, in many different utilities, that it makes sense that people who know those markets are going to be the experts at designing, pricing, those systems. If you hover over the upper left-hand corner, go to equipment, and when you are not just designing systems for homeowners, but also when you're talking about to individuals or businesses about coming onto the platform, this is a great thing to walk through with them, because many of them have never seen anything like this before, where in the proposal, you see all of the solar panels and their pricing. You see actually what Powur pays for those solar panels. So what, in the chat here, what does this mean for longy panels when it says point? Ignore that up top. That just means, so this error up top just means that the layout and the dimensions of the panels on the roof does not match what was in the original proposal that I had here. But what does 35 cents a watt mean? Somebody put it in the chat.
And Tom, you can X that out. That one. There you go.
Somebody put it in the chat. What does 35 cents a watt mean? So the panels are 300. Yeah, so if this is a 355 watt panel and it's 35 cents a watt, how much did Powur pay for that panel when they bought it? 0.35 times 355, $124.25. That's how much each one of those panels costs. Now, there's obviously lots of other things that go into the design, but that's how those are priced, as a price per watt. And your panel wattage can vary depending on which panel you choose, and the panel pricing can vary depending on what you choose. So the Q-Cell Qtrons, the 425 Bob is not the installer. That's not the guy that gets up on the roof. I'll say that with homeowners sometimes. Bob is not the installer. It's black on black, right? So that's the newest Q-Cell. So those are 43 cents a watt. I like the Q-Cells 410s. It's a good value. So we've got our module selection. We've got mounting selection. I don't even really look at that too much, but roof, inverter selection. We've got all of our different inverters in here between Enphase, SolarEdge, and Tesla. Storage selection as well, EV chargers. When you get into EV chargers, so this is just a personal preference of mine. When you get into EV chargers and smart panel selection, I try to avoid those when I can. I know that some of you are gluttons for punishment and you like making your projects as complex as possible. But Bill Conley and I were talking about this last week, that we want a smoother ride for us and the installer, Powur, customer as possible. And the less complex that you make the system, the more, the better chance there is for a smooth ride through the process, and especially span adds a lot of complexity. So let's jump into I get this design back. Right now it's, it's from Powur. It's covering 228% of their historic usage, right? I've already got their historic usage in here. That got pulled over from the kilowatt hours that I had entered. So they're using just over 10,000 kilowatt hours a year. And this is a PG&E customer here. So how do you select inverters? Like, which inverter do you go with and why? In-phase versus SolarEdge versus Powerwall 3. Good question, Dave. Let's talk about that. So this is a system in California, and for PG&E, SCE, and SDG&E, a battery is pretty much required. I say pretty much because you could do a system that is covering 50 to 60% of their offset and not do a battery, but why, right? But why? So almost every system that you are going to design that Powur is selling, in those utilities in California has a battery. So let's go in here, not for LADWP, SCE, PGE, SDG&E. LADWP still has net metering. So what I want to do first is get down, I want to unclick these panels and get down to, we were over 200% coverage here. So I want to get down to something that is more reasonable, and I can zoom in and out to get a little bit closer. If you search in knowledge base, if you want to be able to, if you know what the heck you're doing, you can go into knowledge base and you can get access to draw this out for yourself. Jarrett and I both follow the plan of request a proposal from Powur and then go in and adjust it like we're doing here, right? So this is, for the sake of time, I'm guessing this is probably about what I want with these number of panels right here. We save that at the bottom. We go
Not
back.
quite. Maybe add a couple more.
85 and one. Maybe we want to add just a few more in here. Let's add these 3 and see where that lands. This is a steep roof. This is like 35-degree pitch and 37-degree pitch on this roof, which you can tell in your design as well. So now we're covering 104%. We're at just under 7 kilowatts. So if I wanted to see what this roof pitch was, I could go in here, I could click on this roof, and I see that, oops, it's 37 degrees, azimuth. That's the compass heading. And then the shading is 3%. So that's what came back from Vision. I can adjust.
Can I make a quick observation?
Do it.
Is this like just a retired old couple that like is afraid to use electricity? 10,000 kilowatt hours is what they use.
The house is
on an annual basis. What is that? Like a 5,000 square foot mansion? Like, I mean,
3,000 square feet, and it was built by the gentleman's brother-in-law, and he went way overboard on energy efficiency, insulation, and yes, they don't use very much power. Yep, you got it. So now we're covering about 104%. If they told me that, because this is a smaller system, the average size system in California is about 8 kilowatts. Nationally, it's about 10 kilowatts. So this is a 6.97 kilowatt system. How you get to that system size, for those of you who are newer, is you take the wattage of the panel, 410, you multiply it by the quantity of the panels, which is 17, and that gives you 6,970 watts, or 6.97 kilowatts. Those kilowatts, depending on the azimuth that we just looked at, the roof pitch, the geographic area of the country for sun hours, and surrounding obstructions, trees, other houses, those will all, that 7 kilowatt system basically will produce a different amount of kilowatts each year based on all of those modeling details that are built into Vision. So in this case, it's almost 11,000 kilowatt hours that this will produce each year. Now, we talked about how batteries are important in California. Let's look at the Tesla battery here. We've talked a lot about Tesla over the last couple of weeks since we launched the Powerwall 3. So let's look at, in order to see the Tesla, you need to have selected Tesla for the inverter brand. Now for the model, there's two different options that you have. Well, there's lots of different options, but notice that those are different size batteries, right? This is a 13.5 kilowatt hour. Solar is referred to in kilowatts. Batteries are referred to in kilowatt hours. Notice the difference. So there's a Tesla bus Powerwall here, and there's, scrolling down, there's another 13.5 kilowatt hour, a Tesla gateway. So put in the chat what the difference is between a gateway and a bus, and how do I know which one to pick when I am designing? Let's see if anybody knows the difference here. Jarrett, which one is your favorite?
I go with the bus.
I like the bus too.
Don't ask me why though.
So the bus is cheaper. It's a switch. And in order for Gateway has, the Gateway, Tracy, has more components and it's more labor to install as well. So the bus is cheaper and it's the preferred method, but it has to be approved by the utility in order for us to install it. So for PG&E and SCE and LADWP, they have approved the bus, but
SDG&E as well.
Sorry, did I say SCE had approved it? I didn't mean to say that. PG&E and SDG&E have approved it, but not SCE yet. Okay. Bus requires whole home backup. Be careful. Yes. So this is going to be cheaper. The gateway is more expensive, and like Owen said, requires whole home backup. So be careful. So with all of these, I'm typically adding in a medium or a light electrical adder just to build up the margin a little bit, just in case anything extra is found. So this is a PG&E, so it's going to be a bus, which is the Tesla switch. And Owen, if you got the link handy, you can post it in the chat here for the Tesla list for utilities that approve the bus, the switch.
And when you're saying bus, you're referring to the meter collar?
The meter collar, definitely. Yep.
There we go.
Yep. So just trying to use the same terminology that's in.
Sure. Yeah. And you guys, what the meter collar does, I mean, this is breakthrough technology. I mean, it really changed the industry. That's why you're seeing everyone pushing these Powerwall 3s. A lot of the times when we need to do a main panel upgrade, it's not because their panel's bad, but it's sized, the bus bar rating and the amperage of the panel, it doesn't allow, it's how much electricity we're sending back to the grid. It can't handle it. Where when you add a meter collar, it actually throttles the electricity getting sent back to the grid right there at the source. So if you're able to throttle it right there, you do not need to upgrade your electrical panel. That can save you anywhere between $4,000 and $8,000 and up to like 8-9 months shaved off your project time when you can eliminate a main panel upgrade. So this is hot, right? It's huge. The fact that that we're able to do this, it's saving customers, tens of thousands of dollars sometimes, and shaving off, 6-8 months off of project install. So you really can get the best bang for your buck using the Tesla Powerwall 3.
Yeah. Owen, you wanted to add some value here? Sure.
I want to add some value and a nice plug. I am driving, guys, sorry, but tomorrow we are going to have the rep from Tesla on the California Market Development meeting at 3:00. So if you guys want to get a deeper dive into Tesla and ask him specific questions, I highly advise you join us tomorrow. Thank you.
Pretty cool. Yep. Power calendar.
You guys can find that link on powercalendar.com.
Very good. Let's look at our pricing here, okay, and see where we came out for a 7 kilowatt system. Before I do that, let's go in and adjust some stuff in here. So I've got a steep roof in here because it was a 37-degree pitch. That was anything over 33 degrees. I've got light miscellaneous electrical work. It's a concrete tile roof. And I didn't put power care in here because I was planning on it being a lease with storage with Sonova. Let's look at our pricing in here. So this is menu pricing, system pricing. This is where you set your margin. So I've got $1.44 per watt. This is almost a 7 kilowatt system. So that's a margin of $10,000. Notice that the commission on this would be 70% of whatever margin I set. So that's about $7,000. Okay. So let's look at the pricing here. If I scroll down, so we are just under $36,000 federal tax credits, almost 11. So you come out to about $25,000. Now, if I had, I want to show you this here. So this is a Tesla 13.5 Powerwall that provides backup for the home. Previously, before this, if we were to go in here and select a solar edge, for example, and do an energy hub. So the question goes back to, how do you know which one to pick? Well, which one has the best pricing? That's part of it. So let's do a non-backup, which was the previous kind of strategy here. Let's do 20 kilowatts, of non-backup. Actually, let's show 10 kilowatts here of non-backup. So we were at about 25,000 for this one. So that was with backup for 25,000 net after the tax credit. Now we've got no backup, with rate guard basically, just to save them the most money. It's almost the same price. So, between Enphase, Solar Edge, if you are in a utility that allows that bus switch like PG&E or the others in the list that I put in the chat, it's almost always going to be better to use Tesla as the inverter. And
you also have 35% more battery on this one. I mean, it's a 13.5 versus a 10K.
Yeah, bigger
WH
backup, right? So, yeah.
So you're getting backup, more battery for roughly the same price. Now, Tom, why would you go with a lease or a PPA versus a purchase with the Tesla Powerwall 3?
Let me pull up Catalyst here. You can jump in. I've been holding off on Catalyst because as soon as I open, I know that's going to be our whole premiere.
And you guys, while he's pulling this up, let me just explain to you something. This is some of the nuance. Obviously we have the best warranty or extended warranty in the industry. It's a 30-year full coverage, bumper to bumper on the panels, inverter, wiring, racking, roof penetration, all of that with Power Care. One thing that's not covered on an extended warranty is battery.
Battery.
Okay? Is battery. And because the Tesla Powerwall 3 inverters are part of the battery, well, now the inverter is not covered on the extended warranty. So 2/3 of the main components, the inverter and the battery, are not covered on the extended warranty. But when you do a lease or a PPA and someone asks, what's the difference? Why choose one or the other? That's a whole nother training, but they're essentially the same, just so you guys understand. You get a full 25-year warranty on everything. That includes the battery and the inverter. So tremendous value. Tremendous value. And up until about a week or so, because this is all new and everybody's trying to figure it out and roll it out, there was no offering with a Powerwall 3 for a lease or a PPA until now. So with Sonova, their new quoting tool, you now have the capability of adding Powerwall 3s to a lease or to a PPA. And Tom's going to get into that.
Yeah, so this is the new Catalyst proposal here. So this same system, just under 7 kilowatt system with one Powerwall, we're coming at, $259 a month. This is a 0% escalator. But I want to show you, if you go to menu, financing selection, select financing. I'm flying through this fast. Yes, I know, but you can look it up on your own. Even if we go to the new 3.99% with SunGauge 25-year that has the lower dealer fee, what do you think the price is going to be on this? Any guesses?
More than
$215 a month is the payment. So $259 is Sonova 0% escalator. But like Jarrett just mentioned, the battery, the Powerwall 3 has a warranty from Tesla for 10 years. However, when you do it in this lease with Sonova, they cover it for 25 years, right? So that's a big benefit, And another thing that I want to mention here, so $215 for the 25-year 3.99. If we switch this back to cash, for those of you who are in the Central Valley, I always like mentioning this, or other places in California as well. So the the net price here after the tax credit. So let's say that the homeowner can use the tax credit and they say, I definitely, if I get a loan, I'm applying that tax credit to the loan. So if you take 25.090, just to be overly accurate, and multiply that by, I'll put this in the link. This is Educational Employees Credit Union in Fresno, Clovis, Central Valley area. So they have a loan that now goes up to $60,000. It used to be a capped at $40,000, but it's 180 months, so 15 years at 7.5%. So it's $9.27 per $1,000. So if we take that net cost of about $25,000 and just make it 25 times 9.72, the payment would be $232 after they apply that tax credit, right? So $232, there's no dealer fees with credit unions usually, definitely not with EECU. But sometimes that's easier to swallow than a higher payment. If you go in here and you go to SunGauge, if you want the almost same as cash price, if you do, well, let's just do a 15-year at close to cash price. You can see what the monthly payment is here. So comparing terms here, 15-year to 15 years, so it'd be $301 with SunGauge versus $232 for the same term with EECU. Even if you go down to 25 years at 9.9, which is, it's only a 3% dealer fee. I sell it for same as cash. You're still looking at $250. So the point of this exercise right now is if you have a local credit union wherever you're selling or a local bank, sometimes they have a better program than the bigger solar finance companies. And these are just handled as cash. So if this customer wanted to move forward with this project, they would go into EECU or go online to EECU's website, apply for that. And it would just be treated like a cash project, either $1,000 or a $2,000 down payment, depending on what market it is across the country.
And then, and Tom, really quick, what was the length of the term for the EECU?
EECU is 15 years.
15 years. So you guys have to, this is where you becoming a consultant really comes into play. You got to figure out what makes the most sense for your homeowner. Do they want a shorter term, higher payment? The other thing is, and this is just my recommendation, you don't have to follow this, but I personally do not do cash projects. If they want to pay cash, I will set them up with the lowest dealer fee option. It's like 2.5 or like 2% on that 25-year 9.99 now. And I'll just say, hey, listen, you got to, you secure the financing. It carries you through the project. If you want to pay it off, then pay it off on day one. But you don't want to be chasing your homeowner for progress payments. It's no fun. This secures the financing all the way through. And then it's up to them. If they want to pay it off, they can pay it off. That's just my pro tip.
Yeah. Jarrett, do you want to jump in now and talk? I know that you've been dreaming about talking about Catalyst on this training.
Yeah, I'm happy to. So, first of all, let's just talk about how do you get a Catalyst proposal? Well, there's a few different ways to do this. One is you can build it out yourself. And if you have Sunnova access, you have access to Catalyst. You literally go to quoting.sunnova.com. Here, I'll share my screen. Open up a new tab. Quoting.sunnova.com. Boom. It's going to take you to Catalyst right there. We're not going to do a whole training on how to build out a proposal right now. They did a training on Monday. We'll have Jay on here in the coming weeks. But if you really want to know instantly, tag a tier 3, someone who has experience with Sunnova, they'll explain to you how to do it. But from here, so that's the first way to do it. The other way is you can now have Powur build out the proposal for you. So you don't have to do it manually. All you do is click on a project, go to proposals. Right here, you're going to go Sunnova proposal revision, or you're going to mark it down. You're going to have your link in here, just like your Vision link after you build out in Vision. And when it says description of the changes you'd like to see, what I'm going to say is Catalyst. That's all you got to put. Just put Catalyst in the notes, hit send revision request, and they're going to build that out for you. So I'm going to actually just do that. Boom. Because I already have it set up for a Powerwall 3. They're going to build out the proposal. Come over to here. You'll see it in here. Here's a project I have going on. View and design. And they're absolutely, this proposal tool is gorgeous. It's a game changer. It looks sweet. Especially when you show it to a homeowner. For anybody who's selling with Sunnova beforehand, we used to just have to switch over to the contract tab and show them the pricing. Now, when you go to a proposal, this is what it looks like. It's clean. It breaks it all down. It really does, the heavy lifting for you. As you can see, this is a 13.6 kilowatt size system. It's going to produce over 18,000 kilowatt hours annually. On this one, we have a Powerwall 3. It talks about how they're going to have the customer portal with Sunnova, and it breaks down the 25-year warranty as well on everything. This is a 25-year lease. It's going to give them a monthly payment of $367 a month. It has a breakdown of what they're paying for the PV, along with how much they're paying for 2 batteries. $61 a month for 2 batteries, $300 for the PV, $367 total. Look at these savings, you guys. This is no money out of pocket, no debt, okay? Doesn't affect their DTI. And now they're going from a huge bill of around $700 to $367. They're going to save $228,000 over the course of 25 years. Those utilities. power back to the people. And on top of that, they actually have backup protection on their home. I can't stress the value that we're giving away money again. It's truly is incredible. And so all they have to do, so how do I qualify them? How do I sell this? At that point, this is customer facing, right? See if I qualify. So one, you can do this. You could share the proposal. You could text it. This is my phone number. I was doing a test. So if you click this button and hit share, it'll text them the link. So you can leave it with it. When they see this on there, or you can email it to them. Now they can go see if I qualify, select their person, go through the information, get qualified right away. You sends docs. Really simple process. But yeah, this is absolute game changer. The ability to offer Powerwall 3, 25-year warranty on it, production guarantee. They can keep their $40,000, $50,000 in the bank, earning interest, which increases their savings as well. And they just have a locked in rate, right? It's not going to go up, or you could choose an escalator. They could save even more money on the upfront portion of the agreement. So let's go ahead. We got a couple hands raised. We have some questions in the chat. We're going to open it up for some questions here. Seth, you have been patiently waiting with your hand raised. Why don't you go ahead, come off mute. You have a question?
Not so much a question, just more on the design side. Sorry, let me move my screen over so it doesn't look like can actually look at you. So just, I guess, just sharing an example of, like, this is the power of the Powerwall 3, right? You know, when you're doing design. So I'm pitching like a 12 kW system to a couple. This is with 2 Powerwall 3s. They have a 100 amp main panel. It's 125 amp bus with a 100 amp main breaker. Mm-hmm. You know, previous to the Powerwall 3, that would be a no-go all day long. It's underground power. So, you know, Jared, to go back to your point, like, we're saving tens of thousands of dollars for people when they're trying to avoid doing a main panel upgrade, specifically when it's underground power. You know, all we're going to do is we're going to do a Hawaiian tie-in. We're going to move all the circuits over. They're going to have a dedicated panel. We're going to have 2 60 amp Powerwall breakers land inside that, or actually on the main bus, and we're just going to move all the circuit breakers over and save them thousands. It's crazy how much the Powerwall 3 is changing the game right now, you guys. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I love your point. And like you said, underground fed, if they have to relocate the panel, now they have to dig up, you know, do trenching, get engineering involved. What utility is this?
This is local on the Central Coast. So it's Arroyo Grande or Pismo Beach. Yeah, it's PG&E. PG&E,
brutal.
That would take
could add another year
to it. That would take 8 months to a year for sure.
Yeah,
there's $1,500 non-refundable engineering deposits, and then they're like, we'll get back to you in 6 to 8 months, and then that doesn't happen, and it's just a god-awful process, and it's an unhappy customer.
Yep. And now, because of the Powerwall 3, they don't have to deal with any of that.
Well, a 20 kW DC, guys, 20 kW DC on a single Powerwall, and you could put all that on a 100 amp bus. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it is. And then the value too. You guys it's not like, hey, this is great technology, but it cost more. This is the best technology and it cost less. That's why it's an absolute game changer. I love innovation, and it's going to now Enphase and Solar Edge. They're like, well, what do we do? Guess what you guys have to do? You're going to have to keep up. And now they're going to have to figure out their own meter collar, right? Their own technology here. And then from there, they're going to have to lower pricing to compete. So it's great. We're in a great position right now. Jared, what you got, brother?
Hey, I just wanted to share a little bit. You know, I was on the call, the Monday forum call, you know, when Jay was talking about, you know, how people are peppering out the proposal, you know, because we have the ability for them to send it out. And, you know, as you've already had a communication with them, I'll give a little pro tip on what I did with a very, very busy client. But you send that out, and then they're able to go through and literally hit the qualify button themselves, walk through. Here in California, obviously they got to do the CPUC, sign that, and they can go through all the way through the process with you on the phone or however you want to do that, and go through and fill out the agreement and move forward. So I'll give you an example. Most of you guys know, because you get my videos, I'm a big Loom guy, right? So I use Loom, and I did a recording. I went through the whole presentation because they were just tied up and I couldn't get with them. And within that, I also then just shared the proposal to them, and they're in the process of signing it, all from a Loom video with my face on there. Make sure you put your face on there. Don't hide away on that, because you got to build that, you know, eye-to-eye contact with them. And because of this new Catalyst system, and because Powur is always looking to help us and take us to that next level, now I'm able to do something where, you know, hey, they're on vacation and we're able to process and keep helping the clients and closing business.
Love it. Yeah. You guys can literally go to all of your older leads, people who didn't pull the trigger, build out new Catalyst proposals, email it to them, text them, and then follow up with a text or a Loom video and tell them, hey, I just sent you something I want you to take a look at, check out the savings, see if it makes sense. And they'll sign right there on the spot. You'll get people who are just qualifying right then and there. What's up, guys? Oh.
Hi, my beautiful girls.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, girls. All right, Masad, you have something you would like to add to this?
Yes, I asked for the revision for this Sonova and put the catalyst, but in return I got the Aurora shade report. So I'm just wondering, is this the common thing, or because I asked for the is a Tesla Powerwall 3? I just asked catalyst revision.
When did you make the request, Masad?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Go up to the bottom of your proposal tab. The link to Catalyst is probably at the bottom of your proposal tab. And
or just go to quoting.sonova.com, log in and see if it's there.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
The only thing that should be
I checked that.
the shade report. So just reach out.
This is a new process as well, my man. So like, they just rolled it out yesterday. Try it again today, resubmit it, and just say, hey, Catalyst, I need a Catalyst proposal with the Powerwall 3. As long as your vision proposal, did you build out the vision proposal? You had it all dialed in, cash, no power care on it. Yeah, just do it again. Try it again.
And if you've got the shade report, you can just go into Catalyst and build it yourself too. Look at the link that I shared in the chat. It only takes 5 minutes to build a Catalyst proposal. So you can do it yourself too.
Sure. Yeah. I tried that also, but you have the option of manual, and then you have to choose the products, the equipment, and it takes more than 5 minutes. But yeah, that's another
you've done it a few times, maybe, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty quick and easy. But manual is the only thing that's working right now, right? So that's what everybody used to do. But I'll share the link to the training that we did it.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Try that, Masad. And like I said, you guys just give it a day or so. Everybody's getting trained up on how to do this. So just be a little patient, but you do have the ability, if you want, to just build it out yourself. And you have the shade report, right? They went in, they built it out with Aurora. So the tilt, the azimuth, the solar axis, everything. So let's go ahead there. And then, you're singing for us? Corey, what do you got, brother?
I just had a quick question. I've only seen like 2 proposals done, like working with a tier 3 person, but on the loan options, how there's a bunch of different interest rate options for the 25-year loan. I was just curious how like the 9% versus like a 3%, like over the 25 years, the 9% comes out less than It's a 3% interest.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so work with the tier 3. They can explain all this, but basically that comes to the cost of the loan, right? So if someone wants to get a lower interest rate, they're buying down the rate. It can add anywhere from 20 to 30% or more of the project cost to get that low interest. Now, if you're paying 3.99 on something that's $30,000 more, it may not save you over the term of the loan, the life of the loan. I steer far away from low interest loans. I don't think it's what's best for the homeowner. These loans have no prepayment penalty, 0. Rates will come down. You know, we're not going to be in a 10, 11% interest world for the next 5, 10 years. Rates will come down. Get them with the high interest, lowest cost of their system, because what can you not refinance? You can't refinance the total project cost. You can refinance the interest rate. Let's go ahead and mute iPhone Bus.
Thank you.
So but work with the tier 3, you know, they'll be able to help explain that a little bit more. But you know, the other option is they don't have to purchase it whatsoever. They could do a lease or a power purchase agreement. Nothing out of pocket, production guarantee, 25-year warranty on everything. So.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yep. You got it. All right, you guys. Well, look, we're up against the hour. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. If you need a tier 3, you know where to find me. And we are going to go ahead and wrap up this recording. And then we'll stick around for a few more minutes if anybody has some further questions. So with that being said, thank you, Tom. Appreciate you, brother. Sure. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week.